What is going on, everybody? Live today. It is Tuesday, the 26th of January, 2021. We made it, right? We made it. So we're in 2021. Heck, we're almost through the first month of 2021. Doing these lives today, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear me. So I'm sure you can because it just came up on the volume on my iPad there, so I know you can hear me. But put in there if you can hear me or not, put where you're from, excuse me, what time it is there. My throat's a little rough this morning. I haven't really been talking yet, been doing a lot of clerical kind of stuff. And I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinion on something. What's going on there, Paul? Missed you yesterday. Of course, I kind of messed things up yesterday. Messed up my feed. Cameron, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. And I want to talk about social media today and get your opinion on stuff. And you guys put your comments in there. Thank you, Paul. He says loud and clear. That's good. At 11 a.m. where you're at. Well, it's 9 o'clock here. We got a 2-hour difference. But, you know, I woke up today and I saw that Twitter had banned Mike Lindell, who was the is the CEO and president of MyPillow. He sells bedding. Because he was posting his opinions about the election. I don't know, guys. I'm seeing a lot of changes in social media that I don't really like because I don't like the fact, thank you, Paul, you said you saw the replay. I don't like the fact that these social media companies are banning people. And it has nothing to do with if I agree with their opinions or not. But, you know, put your comments there in that chat section. How do you feel about this? You know, what do you think about that going on and, you know, people getting banned? Now, if somebody's doing stuff that's obviously wrong, yeah, I mean, they should be banned. But, you know, what is obviously wrong? I don't know. You know, it's a really fine line. And then who makes that decision? Is it somebody at the company? Is it somebody in a cubicle? Is it, you know, the owner of that company? Who decides if somebody can express their opinion or not? And, you know, who decides if what their opinion is true or not? You know, that's the problem that I've seen is, you know, there's a lot of people making a decision about what's true and not. And, you know, some things are obviously true. Is it day or is it night? Okay, that's an obvious thing. But as far as opinions about other things, I don't know who decides that stuff, guys. And I'm seeing the rise of a lot of things. A lot of my friends are on Telegram now. I don't know if you're on Telegram or not. I got Telegram the other day, and it was funny because when I signed in from Telegram, there were a whole lot of my friends there. I'm also on a thing called Clubhouse, and I don't really think I like Clubhouse just because it sucks a lot of time. Let's see here. Cameron says, profit from Upworks now. Know about graphic designing, profit of $56. Good job, buddy. That's real good. I mean, that's super good. You know, you're out there making money and you're 12 years old, so that's phenomenal. I mean, that really is pretty darn cool. But you know, what is your opinion? You know, do you think that, you know, and I don't care if you're right or left wing, you know, it doesn't matter to me. I don't really care. I mean, people are people. You can think whatever you want. But do you think that they should be knocking people off these platforms? Because what I'm seeing, and I think Paul said it too, you're seeing a rise in private networks. You know, you're not going to shut people up, okay? You know, if they're saying good things or bad things, you know, you're just not going to shut them up. They're just going to go to a different place to do it. I think, you know, and I said this the other day in a video, I think it's important to know what everybody's opinions are, because if there are some dangerous people out there, we don't want them shut up. We don't want them hidden somewhere because then we don't know where they're at or what they're doing. I want them out in the open. You know, I want to be able to hear what they're saying. So what's your opinion of that? Do you think people should be allowed to say what their opinions are? You know, good or bad or indifferent? What do you think? You can put your comments there in the chat. But yeah, I see a big rise in that. And you, Paul, you had asked me a question here about Clubhouse. And I think that's a really good question. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, and you know what's funny is a lot of these networks that pop up, CEO of Clubhouse is a guy named Paul Davidson. Paul. So he's got the same name as you. Um, and they said here that they're announcing plans for creator payments. So I guess you do it. The Clubhouse was developed in the Silicon Valley by Paul Davidson and ex-Google employee Rohan Seth. The app received approximately 12 million in funding from U.S. Capital, and let's see, and that was in May, and that article was in December 26, 2020. It is still in beta, and it's not even available to the public yet. So it's kind of interesting. And to get Clubhouse, you have to have an iPhone. You can't have an Android. Everybody has a point to express. You're right. And they have a right to express their opinions, James. I 100% agree with you. And believe me, I don't agree with everybody. But, that doesn't mean that person is not allowed to say it, because I personally don't agree with it. I mean, I could be wrong, right? So wrong, right? Something like that. Yeah, I mean, literally, I could be wrong about something. And if I'm telling somebody they can't express their opinions because they're wrong, that's just my opinion, and I'm expressing my opinion. So, when you ban somebody from one of these networks, you're expressing your opinion of what is true and what's not true. I don't know. Should they spread violence and hatred and all that? No, of course not. I mean, we don't want that. We want everybody to get along and love each other. But is it realistic to believe everybody's going to do that? No, it's not realistic to believe that. You get your head in the sand if that's the case. But I think, it's starting to get really interesting, and I'm not sure what direction it's going to go. I was not a Twitter user. Well, okay, I'm a Twitter user to the degree that, my videos that I post, my social media guy, he'll put a link in there and it comes up on Twitter and some people see it. So I guess I'm a Twitter user in that. However, I don't post every day on Twitter because I don't know. I think most of the stuff on Twitter is just dumb, and I feel like I don't want to be one of those people contributing to a high level of dumb. And I try to look at everything I'm doing on a daily basis. Is it beneficial to me or beneficial to somebody else? And if it's not either one of those, why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? If it's not beneficial to me and it's not beneficial to somebody else, why am I wasting my time doing it? Makes no sense. Let's see here. Paul says, if you feel, I feel you are in charge of what you're watching. I personally limit who and what I watch. I never got into political or religious posting, so to delete people following guidelines is wrong. Yeah, I agree, Paul. And, I don't post anything political either. And here's why I don't post anything political. It's not because I don't have strong views. I have some very strong views. I just feel like people who know me know my strong views, and there's no point in posting anything because they already know what I think. And then people who don't agree with me, if I post my strong views, I'm not going to change their minds about anything. I'm just not. If I post something and I go, this is because of this and you should believe this, they're just going to hate me even more. They're just going to go more and more in their direction. So it's like, what's the point? I mean, what's the point? I also don't post anything to get reactions, to get attention. Anything to get reactions, to get attention. Here's what I mean by that. I've got a sore throat today. Oh my gosh, I don't feel good today. I pulled my back out yesterday. I've got a terrible headache today. I think all those kinds of posts are things just to get attention. So I don't do any of that. I had open heart surgery a few years back. I never posted anything about it. There's just no point. So what? Everybody has stuff going on, or tough things in their life. I would much rather post something that's going to be beneficial to other people and help them out, whether it's how to make money online or how to do some task online, than to post in there. And I hope you don't hear my gardener. He's right behind me now with one of those weed eaters and blowers and all that stuff that's all going on. But I would rather post something that you guys, you'd say, hey, I got some value out of that. That helped me today. I learned how to do the page. I learned how to do an email. I learned how to do something. If I can do that on a daily basis, then I feel like I'm contributing to society. And I think the contribution to society, contributing to society and being a good person and treating people well, speaks volumes about you. And what may happen, now this is maybe my way of thinking, but what may happen is if I'm nice to people and I'm kind to people and I post things of value, let me get a sip of my tea here. I'm going to tell you what happens. All right. So my thought, if I'm doing the right thing, posting things of value, treating people right, people might find out what I do think politically or whatever, and may go, well, he's a pretty good person, and he thinks that. Maybe I'll check that out. I have a much better chance of people liking my political views or my thoughts about stuff if I exhibit a good attitude towards everybody else and I treat everybody else kindly. Because I like shutting other people off or getting angry at other people because of the way they think is not going to work for you. It's just not. It never has. Paul says, like you said, if it's not moving me towards my goals, I won't follow and get stuck in to time wasters. So true. Cameron, I'm sorry about your internet. He says the internet's bad. Believe me, I had issues yesterday. I went live twice. And the first one I had to just delete. And then I finally went live again. And it's all about, I want to improve this live. And the only way I can improve this live is to change the camera. And I had this camera yesterday. Let me tell you what the culprit was. It was this camera right here. This was the culprit. Okay, this is what messed me up. And this is a pretty good camera. It's a Logitech something or other. I'm not quite sure what it is, but it supposedly did audio and video, and the video worked on it, but the audio didn't. So I need to do some testing and get that fixed. Super important to do so. I am today, I've got a lot to do today. Guys, if you're interested, I am going to work on scripts. Last night I wrote, I think, 3 scripts. I have to film tomorrow once again for my YouTube channel. I generally will film 10 to 12 videos on that single day, which will be tomorrow. So I've got to get the scripts ready for that. Now I don't script it word for word, and I see people doing that where you can tell they're like, you see their eyes going back and forth and they're reading from a teleprompter or they're looking over here as they're talking and reading something. I don't do any of that. But what I do is a guideline. So what I'll do, and this will help you if you want to do any videos, I will put up a guideline of all the things I want to talk about, and I'll have it on my computer screen. And if you watch my videos, you'll see I often have my laptop right here next to me. And what I'll do is I'll look down at some of the basic points that I want to make, and then I'll look up at the camera and I'll start talking about those basic points. And then when I can't get any further, I'll look down again. And then what I do is I cut all that stuff out in between where I'm going like this. Okay, because that would be irritating, and then that's how I actually do the videos, and it makes it a whole lot easier for me. And I've tried everything. I've tried memorizing it. I don't do well on memorizing at all. I just don't do well like that. I also tried doing a teleprompter where it was word for word for word, and the problem with that was I would think of other things to say, and I would add things and then want to leave something out, and then the teleprompter's still going at the same speed, so I would lose my spot there. So what I've done, and if it's helpful to you, is when you're doing a video, just put some bullet points, maybe have them on a piece of paper in front of you. Maybe I like to have it on my laptop because I can scroll through and I can have all my scripts there. But have that available to you. Let's check out some of these comments. And guys, give me your comments on some of this stuff. What are you doing? Have you done videos? Do you want to do videos? What do you think about all this social media stuff going on? What direction do you think all this is going to go? I want to hear your comments there. Cameron says some cyber police should raid the dark web. What the heck is the dark web? I mean, is it another place we have to log in? I don't know. I don't want to go there. I'm afraid someone's going to get me on a list. Please take the lollipop challenge. What is the lollipop challenge, Cameron? Tell me about that. My wife did the one chip challenge on Sunday, and I have to edit that video. Guys, you want to watch this video. I mean, if you want something, it's not going to make you smarter or younger or better looking, but it will entertain you. I promise you it will be entertaining if you watch her video. And as soon as I get it edited, it will go up on her channel, and you can check it out. Oh my gosh, well, you just got to see it. It's entertaining. I will tell you, it's very entertaining, and it won't be that long. Don't forget, tell me what that lollipop challenge is. And I don't know, man. I wouldn't do the one chip challenge. So if it's anything tough like that, and let me look at my phone here, because I know there's a lag between when you say something and when I actually get to see it. Lollipop challenge. Let's see what that is. Hey, Paul, I actually know the guy that owns Archon, and I have a bunch of their mounts. I have some in my car. I've got some on my stand over there I'm looking at right now, and they're a very good company. You're right. I know him. Put your laptop in the line of sight Yeah, it's really tough, and I'll tell you why. Because I look into the camera, and if the camera is just above it and the laptop's below it, you can see somebody's eyes if they're not looking in the camera. So I try to look directly into the camera, and the only way to really do that is to have a teleprompter. And like I said, I don't like a teleprompter because it's word for word for word, so I don't want to do that. He says it's very scary. Okay, search. What is the lollipop challenge? What do we all know about taking candy from strangers? Oh, no. It's a Zoom lollipop game, interactive online experience spotlighting the perils of the internet while giving viewers quite the fright. Yeah, I don't do that stuff. That's not my thing, Cameron. I don't, if it's not going to improve situations, it's not me. Not my thing. Not something I'd like to do. But anyhow, so we've got a full day today. We do have, I can believe it or not, we're still working on that webinar, that master class, and it is so detailed. There's so much in that master class. You guys are going to love it when you get to go to it. But it's amazing. I mean, it really is. Probably more work I've put into that than many things I have now. I've done courses that have taken me a year or two to put together. Hang on, let me get you a drink here. But overall, it's got so much great information in it, and it's going to be so helpful to so many people. And it's going to kind of really break down how to make money online and make it really simple. I'm really proud of it. Jessica is doing one on training your dogs to get them to do anything you want. I mean, literally anything you want. Your dog will listen to you and do what you want and be happy to do it. And she teaches this dog language thing where she's actually teaching you how to understand what the dog's trying to tell you, and the dog will better understand what you're trying to tell them. Now, here's the funny thing about dogs. Dogs can read you incredibly well. So if they're doing something over and over that you don't want them to do, it's probably because you're doing something over and over and over that gets them to do it. That sounds crazy, right? But if you attend her webinar, masterclass, whatever you want to call it, you'll learn this dog language thing, which is so cool. And she kind of uncovered it. She uses it in all of her dog training now, all of her courses, and it's really pretty darn amazing that you can communicate with an animal this way. And then once you realize what they've been doing all these years to try to tell you something, and I'll give you a short example. This is a very, very short example. But dogs, understand that you are their entire world. And I know this is off of the subject matter of making money online, but this is just pretty interesting if you have a dog. A dog is always trying to protect you. And here's why the dog's always trying to protect you. Because you are everything to them. You are their love, their affection, their warmth, their food, their water, their shelter. You are everything to that dog. Everything. Think about that for a second. Imagine if you depended on this one person for everything that you got. Everything you got came from one person. How would you think about them? I mean, you would want to protect them because you know that every meal you get, everything you eat comes from this one person. I mean, that's pretty amazing. So armed with that information, why does a dog act the way they act? Well, let's say your dog hears somebody at the front door and they run to the front door and they start barking. A dog has been taught to alert us, and then we fix the problem because they used to live with us in the wild or whatever. And they would alert us, and they would look out for us, and that's why they call them watchdogs, right? So they alert us. Now, if we don't want a dog to bark, what do? We sit on the couch and we go, no, stop it, be quiet, and we yell. And when we yell like that, what happens? The dog thinks that you're yelling along with them or barking along with them, and they're going to bark even more. So if you've been yelling at your dog to stop barking, you're making your dog bark more. What the dog really wants you to do is come check out the situation and make sure it's okay, make sure it's safe, and then the dog will stop barking. It works that way. So in this case here, what we do is we actually go to the front door, we stand between the dog and the front door, maybe we look out the window, we turn around, look at the dog and say, thank you, and turn around and walk back to our couch. Excuse me. Now, the dog will look at you and go, oh, you checked it out. I was alerting you and you actually came and checked it out. I guess I can stop barking. Now, will that work 100% of the time the first time you do it? No, it takes some practice. but you got to keep your voice low, and you got to have a keyword. We like to use the word thank you. Now, if a dog continues to bark and will not stop, we remove the danger. Now, how do you remove the danger if it's not there? Well, to a dog's mind, there's something out there, and there's something dangerous, and the dog is trying to tell you, and you haven't fixed it in their mind. So here's what we do. We take the dog, we put it in the bathroom, we shut the door. We remove the dog from that danger, okay? And when the dog may continue to bark in the bathroom, okay? But you wait until the dog stops for at least 1 minute, and then you open the door, and the dog will come running out and run to that front door all over again to check it out to see if you fix things. If there's no danger there, if there's nobody at the door, the dog's going to look at you and go, huh, you finally fixed something, huh? You finally got off the couch and did something, huh? Okay, so now the dog's going to realize that, and pretty soon you're going to get to the stage where you don't have to put him in the bathroom. Like, we don't have to do that at all with our dog. You know, my dog, when my dog alerts, and I want my dog to alert. Some people say, well, I don't want my dog to ever bark. Yes, you do. I mean, because their job is to warn you. If there is something bad going on, you want to know about it. But you want them to stop once you've taken over that situation. Now we're at the point where we don't have to get up and stand in front of the dog and look at the door and look out the window and do all that. I can turn and look at my dog and go, thank you. And the dog will stop, wag its tail, run back, jump up on the couch with me and sit down. Because the dog knows I took that responsibility. Now, here's the thing about that. And this is one of the things she teaches. That's going to make that dog feel more confident and more calm, because now the dog knows that you have taken an active part in protecting the household. Okay? And if you weren't doing this for years and years and years, it may take a little time to get to the stage. But I've seen her get a dog to stop barking within an hour and a half, 2 hours, working with the dog, just going through these different drills and stuff. Really is amazing. So if you want to learn more stuff like that, get your dog to do just about anything, you'd want to attend her masterclass or course. And at some point, I'll do a video on that. Maybe I'll announce it so that people can go to that and see it. So let me check out some of these comments. I've been getting a lot of comments here. When you did this class, your editing, did you script it out and possibly storyboarding it? The course I'm doing now is the masterclass. I'm doing it on PowerPoint slides, and basically there is a templated way to do a good masterclass. Okay, so it's basically an introduction, and it's letting people know what they're going to get in it and what they're going to receive at the end of it, and then it's actually doing the content of it. It's doing the closing and whatever offer you have if you're offering to sell something. I mean, that's how it's done. Now that sounds overly simplified, because I think in this particular one, I probably will have 200 slides. 200 slides. Each slide I want to say a particular thing, so I have a Word doc, and I'll have like slide 19. This is what I'm going to say, and I have it all written out what I'm going to say. Will I say it word for word when I perform that training? Probably not word for word, but pretty close on this, because I'm not on screen. If I'm on screen, I tend to want to wing it a little bit more, but if I'm just going slide to slide to slide to slide, I want to make sure I get all that information out, and winging it doesn't work so well, because there's certain key points I want to hit. When you're doing a webinar, there's certain things you want to say in the beginning that makes people more receptive in the end. Okay, you never want to say things that aren't true, but you also really want to give value. I mean, value to a point where, if they don't buy whatever your offer is at the end, they can still leave and take whatever information that you gave them and get good results out of it. So I think that's super important. By the way, love that video interview you did with John. Any plans for future interviews? I'm going to probably do some, Paul. I don't know the interest level. I really don't. John is a really good friend of mine, and he asked me to do that, so that's why I did it. And there's other people that have asked me to do stuff with them. There's a big YouTuber that's got millions of subscribers that has asked me to do something with them, but they're not in the same niche I am. So I'm kind of careful about that. I mean, would you guys be interested in hearing about a YouTuber that's got millions of subscribers, but he really doesn't do online marketing? I mean, that's your thing. He does sports. He has a sports channel, and he does like reactions to sports things and calls and all that kind of stuff, but he's got millions and millions of subscribers, so he's a pretty cool guy, and I like him. I don't know, would that be of interest to you? Put that in the comments, let me know. Let's see here. You would be connected to a meeting, and people will slowly killed, and last girl would turn into a witch or wizard. about take this lollipop challenge. I have done it. Yeah, probably not my thing, Cameron. I'm an old guy. It's not my thing. I'm not into the gaming or any of that. Let's say, by the way, your pup is so cute. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, that's Kim. She is so sweet. She is so nice. I got to tell you, when we got her, she was wild. We got her from Mexico from a rescue. She was being starved. Literally, we were giving food to this rescue, and the guy that was running the rescue down there unfortunately was selling the food and giving just enough to the dogs to keep them alive, but he was selling most of the food. So it was a bad situation. Anyhow, so we got her, and when we got her, she was, oh my gosh, she would just run all over the place and bark like crazy. I mean, she'd get in the backyard and she just would run back and forth and just bark, and was so loud, and just no control over this dog. But with Jessica's training, she's just an angel now. She really is. When we eat dinner, we don't like a dog to sit there and beg, so we don't want her in front of us. So, I mean, it's so funny when we go to eat dinner now, and we've told her that, and apparently she understands English. She didn't in the beginning. She only understood Spanish, and that's a whole other story. But literally, the dog only understood Spanish because she came from Mexico. That's the only language she had ever heard. And you may hear her in the background. She just alerted somebody at the door. But now when we go to dinner, we sit down for dinner. A lot of times we'll just eat dinner at the couch with a couple trays. We're pretty fancy like that. But what we do is we go and sit down, and as soon as I do that, she goes to the kitchen, and she sits in the kitchen on the line where the carpet meets the marble floor, and where we can't see her. Our backs are to her, so she will not come even in front of us. Okay, she won't even get in front of us. She won't look at us. She won't come in that part of the room. She just waits. When I push my tray away, she'll come walking around, and then I can invite her up, and then of course she's back sitting with us and all that. So it's kind of nice. Let's see here. In Pakistan, some naughty kids kill puppies. Yeah, there's idiots everywhere. There really are, Cameron. And I mean, I really believe that kind of stuff comes back to you. I mean, as kids, we are always more cruel. I don't know why. As kids, kids are always more cruel. If you think about your own childhood, you probably did some stuff that you're not proud of. But man, try to. You're still young, Cameron. Try to. I don't even want to see that. Yeah, let's not even post that stuff, Cameron. That's just terrible. Don't want people to see that stuff. So it happens in bad areas only. Well, I tell you, Cameron, no. People abuse animals in good homes and in bad homes. And it's a real shame. We're involved with a rescue here. My wife does donations, collections, has for 7 years. They go to Mexico. Excuse me. They go to Mexico. It goes to a group called Dogs Without Borders. And we do it, and it's really kind of cool because she has these big bins in all these pet stores, and the pet stores themselves will donate brand new items. They donate, canned foods and bagged foods and leashes and beds and cages and you name it. They donate tons of stuff. We literally get thousands of dollars of stuff donated a week, and that all goes out to these rescues in Mexico that are trying to help these dogs. So, and I'm sure in Pakistan, there are probably some rescues there. Let me record one thing here. Be kind to all animals. And, animals are just, really, like, I'm going to just single out dogs, just the most amazing creatures on the face of the earth. They really are. You got to have a dog. You got to appreciate. If you don't have a dog, get a dog. Dogs are just awesome. Don't buy from a breeder. We don't need any more dogs bred because all the rescues are full of dogs. There's plenty of dogs there, and no breed's going to be better than a rescue breed. A rescue dog, I swear to God, knows that you've helped them out, and they will be so loyal to you like you've never seen because they had a bad situation. Being in a cage like that is just horrible for an animal, and for you to be able to get that animal out. And I know I'm off the track of making money, but this is another thing that we're very interested in. You can't do a better thing in the world than rescue a dog. Let's see. How are you planning your move in regards to the interruption of the biz? Interruption of the biz. What do you mean by that? I don't have any interruption. It keeps going. It keeps going no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing. Business keeps rolling. It just keeps rolling, guys. So I don't have any interruption there, Paul. None at all. Now, keep in mind, I work out of San Diego, but none of my shipping is here. None of my manufacturing is here. That's entirely in another state because it has to be, the factory is in another state, and my distribution has to be centrally located, so that's in Utah. So that's where all that stuff is located, and it doesn't matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. I mean, I could be on a cruise ship and things just keep going. It's pretty cool. At one area of Miller, some wild pigs were caught and killed a family. Well, animals got to eat. Animals got to eat. Don't be in their way, So what can I say about that? Well, guys, I'm going to probably wrap this up. If you have any more questions regarding, what I talked about today, social media, webinars, master classes, if you're trying to work on any of that stuff or anything related to making money online, feel free to put it in that chat section while I'm still live here for a couple more minutes. But if you're watching this after I've done the live, you can put it in the comment section. I come back, I answer those comments. Some of you in there that are there right now know that for a fact because I've answered you in the comment section. So put that in there, guys. Say, hey, he does answer his questions. And it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes hours out of my day. But I think the most important thing is helping you guys out. I really believe that. I think if I help enough of you out, a small portion of you buy my stuff, and I end up making a living, and that's really all I care to do. And then I take that money, and I don't have a Lamborghini. Okay, I did put a deposit on the Tesla truck, but I just think it's so cool. But I don't have mansions or Lamborghinis in that. We're building a nice home in Texas. It's not huge. I mean, it's got what's that house have? 4 bedrooms. It's got a library, a dining room, and a game room. So it's got technically 7 rooms and a really nice kitchen. I really like kitchens because I cook. So that's something that, and I may start doing a cooking channel on top of these other 2 channels that I got going on. Let's see here. Learn to copywriting. Hey, James, that's a good one, man. That really is. Copywriting is that's an interesting thing. And I've got a couple books on that I could actually show you guys how to do some copywriting stuff. You know what I may do, is I'm doing my videos tomorrow. Maybe I can put together a video on copywriting, because guys, that's like so important. So many of you guys will try to sell a product and it doesn't sell, and you're like, oh, that product doesn't sell. No, it's probably because you marketed it wrong. Your copywriting's bad. Your titles are bad. Your sales page is bad. Copywriting is really important. How many platforms are you on besides YouTube and Facebook? Not many, Paul. Not many. I am, gosh, my phone is going off here. I don't know what that's doing. I am on YouTube, Facebook, which you already mentioned. I have a Twitter account, but all that Twitter account is there. Occasionally I'll tweet, like once every month. But it's basically where we post my videos from YouTube onto Twitter. I have Clubhouse, which I don't go on there very often because it's a time suck. I mean, it's interesting and it's fun because you meet a lot of different people, and I can start a room and I can teach people different things. But I don't go on there that often. Is there anything else I even do? Woo, that's a great question. I have an Instagram account. I don't use it. No, I think that's it. I think that's it. I probably should be on more of them, but I'm not a social media person. I like to kind of get in one area and stay in my lane and do what I'm good at, and I think that is teaching you guys how to do stuff. Let's see here. How many platforms? Check a channel of Alzan Shah. He rescues many animals. Oh, that's really cool, Cameron. That's really cool. Yeah, and I'll tell my wife to check that out. Do you copyright your webinars? Can you protect webinars? Yes, I copyright every single thing. Every single thing. Can you protect it? No. Somebody can still steal from you and you just sue them. It's really that easy. I've had a lot of people try to steal my courses over the years. Still people out there trying to do it, and we slowly come after them legally. I guess the first thing we'll do is say, you got to take that down. That's not, it's copyrighted content. But you're never going to be able to prevent people from stealing, because until you can get rid of all thieves, okay, and I've had people like take my course and try to, copy the videos and sell it, for like half the price I sell it for, but there's no software with it. All the stuff that comes with it, like the software, they can't get access to. So it's like, it's stupid on their part. They just can't do it. Looking forward to the cooking channel. Yeah, Paul, I like doing that. I like doing that a lot. I cook Mexican, I cook Indian, I cook Chinese, I cook a lot of different things, Cajun. I like doing seafood a lot. I like doing steaks and all that stuff. And it's just, I don't know, it's interesting. I did a cooking video the other day that I'm going to be posting. And I have another channel, but I don't want to tell you the name of it because my face is not on the channel. But I may put my face on the channel at some point. It's all I'm just narrating in the background. You don't even know it's me. My name's not even associated with that channel, but it's out there right now. So I've posted some videos on that. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. Don't forget I didn't tell you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there, man. That's so important. And don't forget also turn on bell notifications. You got to have bell notifications. If you don't have bell notifications, you won't know when I do a video. Like today, I went live. And those of you who are subscribed, if you were on YouTube, you got a notification. If you got an email, they give you a notification. Paul says he's out here, got to bounce, love this. See you tomorrow, and thanks loads, brother. No problem, Paul. Great having you here as always. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. If you're watching this after the fact and it's not live, put your comments below. Any questions you may have about making money online. I've been doing this since 2009. I've sold millions of dollars of both digital and physical products, and my goal in this channel is to help you guys out and get them to and get you to make some money online. Okay, maybe quit your job. Don't forget, and Paul says make sure you share this with your friends. Yes, share this channel with your friends, get them to subscribe, let them know about it. I appreciate your attention. I'm going to get out of here and get to work, and I'll see you guys real soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.